Hello my friends. Today's update video is brought to you by the letter Z. For zits that flare up on the days that I need to make update videos are probably the most annoying thing ever. Enjoy! How you doing, everybody? Today's update video is mostly just going to concern the same thing that the last update video concerned, which was playthroughs, the status of the playthroughs that I'm doing and what I'm going to be doing in the future here. So the first thing that I wanted to say was that I did in fact take the break from playthroughs earlier. Well, at this point it was last year in I think early November. I ended up cutting off the Crystal Chronicles playthrough at the halfway point so that I could take a break from that game, you guys could take a break from that game, so it didn't get redundant when we did the same thing for the second half of the game. And I intended at that point to go and record Volt White, finish that entire playthrough up, and then finish up Crystal Chronicles during my winter break, and then move on to something new once those were both posted. But in between the winter break, and I started recording, I guess I should start from the beginning. I started recording Volt White around Thanksgiving time, and I recorded a couple of parts for it, a couple of sessions, and as I recorded it, finals essentially happened. They came out of nowhere and just ambushed me, and then I had papers due, and I had to study for exams, and I had to go do the actual exams and all of that stuff, so I had, no time to really record at that point, and so the Volt White playthrough sort of fell by the wayside. And as it did, the interest that I had in really finishing it kind of fell to the wayside as well. And at this point, I have the Crystal Chronicles playthrough, the second half of it, completely done, but I really just don't feel like finishing up Volt White. It doesn't feel the same as what it did when I first started it. There's no spark of interest there for me to continue playing it, and while I did in fact train up a completely new team for it, it feels like I'm half-assing Nuzlocke and half-assing just me playing the game normally. So it limited me in the Pokemon that I could catch in the earlier parts of the game. And now that I'm in the later parts of the game and I have a static team, the static team just kind of came out of nowhere, so there's no character to them or anything like that. It's difficult to kind of invest in them, you know what I'm saying? So overall, I just feel like I'm not actually going to continue the Volt White playthrough. Now, with that being said, Crystal Chronicles is fully recorded, so that will be going up probably starting next week on Sunday. I'm gonna make a conclusion video for Volt White just to say, hey, I'm not going to actually be continuing with this. I'm going to submit and give in and say that I couldn't beat the game given the rules that I was following there. To make matters worse, if I was to finish the game or try to continue with the game with the rules in place, I would have lost Yanma and Herdier as well. I had those two, and I had Geibel and Slowking when I ended episode 35. I actually lost Yanma and Herdier while I was trying to train them off screen, and that was what kind of made me decide to take a break from the whole playthrough in the first place, because I didn't really know how to approach that on screen. So that was one of the reasons why I decided to take a break from that to begin with. And now I'm going to take a break from it permanently because I really don't feel like playing it anymore, but I've already said that. So I will be posting a video for that to conclude the series sometime this week, and then that playthrough will be considered completed. I'll put a star on it and then say I'm done with it. I won't be doing any more of that. And then I'll post the Crystal Chronicles playthrough. That I don't think that'll take as long as it took for the last part, so that means that should be over in about 3 weeks, maybe a little longer, and then I can move on to something new. So while I'm actually editing the Crystal Chronicles stuff, I'm going to record my next playthrough, which I'm actually going to show you guys right now what that next playthrough is, because I'm going to record it from start to finish without interruption. Well, not without interruption, but if it won't be posted, it won't be uploaded until after I'm done with the entire game. So I want to make sure that I let you guys know, so that way if there's something you want me to show on the playthrough specifically, I will try to include it in everything that I do in the playthrough. So I want to kind of get you guys' opinion on that as well, but I'll just show you what the next playthrough is. So drum roll, please. I don't know, I might add a drum roll in there at some point with a sound effect. But the next playthrough is going to be Mass Effect. The first one, anyway. I have the trilogy here. I just don't know if I'm going to do all of them in a row yet, or if I'm going to play some other stuff in between them. But the next playthrough is going to be the first Mass Effect, so that's going to be a cool thing. I've been planning this since like August. I've been wanting to play it, and a good friend of mine, Pemulesian, is doing a playthrough of Mass Effect right now on his own channel. I will leave a link in the description to his channel so you can go check that out. I really enjoy his playthroughs a lot. He gets very in-depth with his role plays, and I'm going to be role-playing my way through Mass Effect 1 as well. It's going to be similar to how I handled the Vault White walkthrough, except I think I'm going to get a little more in-depth with the roleplay. I already have a pretty big background history story planned out for the character, but we'll get into that as we get to the playthrough. So yeah, it's going to be the next playthrough, but what I want to know from you guys right now is, in the future, when I'm recording these playthroughs, because I'm going to be recording them the same way I'm recording Mass Effect now, I'm going to record them without posting any of them until I'm done with the walkthrough. So do you guys want me to actually do that and say what the playthrough is going to be before I start recording it in like an update video format or something like that for you guys? So that way, like in this case, you can tell me if you want me to do anything in particular in the game, if you want me to showcase something, or like I'm going to try to be as inclusive as I can, but if there's something that I don't know about the game and you think it might be obscure, you can let me know in the comments, and then I can, try to experiment to get that to happen in my game. And I don't claim to be an expert at Mass Effect. I've played it all the way through once, and I've started files just to dick around like 2 other times, and I've barely gotten out of the first couple of hours of the game at that point. But yeah, do you guys want me to do it similarly to what I was doing in this video, where I tell you what the playthrough is going to be before I start recording it, so that you know what it is, and you can be prepared for it, and you can tell me what you want me to do with it, if there's anything specific that you want me to show in the comments? Or do you want me to just keep it simple, not let you guys know until I start posting it, and just do what I would naturally do in the playthrough? Because the only problem that I see with that is that, like, if somebody tells me something in the comments like, oh, you missed this, you missed a cutscene here, or you missed a potential item here, or this could have been in this locker, you can go back and get this from this treasure chest or something like that. Like, if I've already recorded the whole playthrough, I obviously can't go back and change it all. And that could be disheartening. It could be like, it could serve for some frustration on the part of some of my audience, because they want, they know about this thing and they tell me about it, and then normally if it was like it is right now, where you tell me about it ahead of time, I can say, okay, I'll look for that, and then you have some investment, some input on the playthrough that has helped me to continue with it. But if I just record the whole thing and I don't tell you what I'm recording, then essentially you guys don't have any input on the playthrough, and I don't like that. I mean, you have input because you can react to what happens, but you're not helping me to... We're not in it together, I'm recording it on my own, and then I'm posting what I got, rather than interacting with you guys in some way. So that's why I wanted to tell you guys what I'm playing right now before I start recording it. So that way you guys are aware, and you can tell me if there's anything that you want me to show that I might not have known. Just let me know in the comments if there's anything in particular you'd like me to show. Whether or not I know about it already, I will make sure that I try my hardest to include it in the walkthrough itself, or the roleplay, whatever you want to really call it. It's not really a walkthrough. It's going to be more of a roleplay as I go along with it, but I guess it could serve as a walkthrough as well. So yeah, that's going to be it for this update video. Pretty quick and easy, I think, although I kind of rambled about Mass Effect for a few minutes there. But yeah, it's going to be the next playthrough after Crystal Chronicles is done. I will finish up Vault White with that concluding video this week, sometime after this video is posted. I will start posting Crystal Chronicles again next Sunday, and then once that's done within a few weeks, I might actually be done with Mass Effect, depending on how long it takes me to record the game. My first playthrough, which was relatively completionist, I did most of the side quests that you can do. I won't say completionist, because I probably did like 90% of the game. My first playthrough was 40 hours, so recording it an hour and a half or 2 hours at a time, it might take a little while for me to actually finish recording it. But once it's done, I will, I'll let you guys know, and I'll start posting it. I want to do a special video for it before I start posting it, but I'll let that sit with you guys for a little while so you can predict what the special video for Mass Effect is going to be before I start uploading it. And when I do upload the special video, it'll be fun. You guys will like it, I think. But yeah, that's all for me this time. So thanks for watching, everybody, and I will see you next time. And that is why I kind of lifted myself out of my chair when I turned to see you guys at the beginning of the update video, because if I don't, it just... like, I don't even understand how a chair could be this squeaky. Like, how does this happen?